Hello, my name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch. And at The Flower Patch I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements. Right guys, I don't usually come on a Friday, but last night I had a request from a lady called Carol in the United States of America. Asking if I could show her how to make some simple bows. So I thought, well, why not? You know, I've got a bit of spare time. So I thought, let's give it a go for her. I'm going to do a different way, well, a couple of different ways of how to do a bow, especially if some people find it hard to do a bow either in the hand or on a bow maker. I will show you on a bow maker and perhaps one in the hand as well, but I want to show also just another way of doing it without having to use your hand, the bow maker or anything, but just doing it on your mat. So first of all, I'm going to do the bow in the hand. And I'm not going to do like with this one, you know, where they've got lots and lots of loops. I'm perhaps going to do one with just 4 loops or 5. And the other one, you know, I'm just going to do one with 2 loops. As she said, you know, sometimes less is more. So I just do a lot with quite a few loops because that's just how I like to see them myself. But I do them in a simpler way, where again, less is more. So I'm going to bring the camera down and we're going to do one to start with, one hand, one on the bow maker, and you know, with a few loops. So I've got just a variety of spools of ribbon on here. So I could have fetched them all out, but I wouldn't have had enough room. So if I need any other colour, I'll grab it, but we'll just try and make do with what we've got. So I'll just bring the camera down, guys. So I'm going to bring it down to about there. Let's see if I can manipulate the stand to go. Let's see. You perhaps see all the ribbon I've got there. So let's just see if we can get it like that. I hope that's okay. Right. First of all, we're going to do one in the hand and then one on the bow maker. So which one shall I use? We'll use the pink one. So I'm just going to, this is a 60mm one, and I'm just going to dovetail it before I start and get rid of my scraps. If I just, I've got my stand to place the ribbon on. So first of all, you can choose how long you would like your tail end. So I usually sometimes like it around between 12 and 14 inch. So we'll go to 14 inch. So on your mat, where you see 14, just pinch it with your fingers. Then place it in your left hand. And then once you've done that, and this is a bow where it's the same pattern on either side. So there's no good or bad side. So then you choose how big you want your loops. So on this occasion, I'm going to go for a 10 inch. So where the 10 is on my mat, I will pinch it in my right hand and then fold it towards myself. And then place it in between my finger and thumb in my left hand. So there is your first loop done. Once it's in there, twist like so. Just give it one twist, measure again, 10" on your mat, pinch it together, and then go under but away from yourself, and then place it in between your finger and thumb again. And if you want to measure if they're the same size or length, place in your fingers. If they meet at the top, then you know they are both the correct size loops. Then I'm going to twist again, measure another 10 inches, pinch it, and then go in and come towards yourself and place it underneath the bottom where you've just put that loop, and then you have your third loop. And again, if you want to measure it, just do that. They both meet together, so them again are the same, or you could eyeball it. And then twist again one more time, because I'm only doing 4 loops. Measure 10 inch, pinch, and then where you've got it, go away from yourself so it's outwards. Go underneath at the bottom. Again, measure if you like. They both meet the top, and that's fine. Then bring your other tail end, if you want it hanging down with that one, down the front. Then you can either get a cable tie, floral wire, Chanel stick, whichever you prefer. And then you have the hole in your hand there. Go through that so it's inside. Bring the top over to the back, and then just twist your bow. Then you place it on your mat. Where you see that one's cut, you can just cut it across like so, then fold it in half, and then cut down at a diagonal position towards the end. Once you've done that, you've got both of your tail ends now at the bottom here. So then hold your wire at the back, and then all you need to do is just fluff up by getting your fingers inside, opening your fingers like so to give it that really fluffy look. And again, make sure your tail ends are down. And there you have your simple bow with 4 loops. Now that is on my hand. So that is the first one done. So now if I wish to make it on a bow maker, I do the same thing. I'll just always dovetail the bit at the beginning. We'll do 8-inch tail end. So on your mat, measure 8-inch, pinch it, place it in. Now you can either bring it there, so when you're looking at it, it'll be from the top. You will see it at the bottom. Bring it there or bring it down here. I'm going to again bring it down towards me, or in fact I'll show you one where it's up to the top. So that once it's in, just twist once like so. However long you want your loops, your numbers will be on your bow maker. Then I place it inside. I'm going to go to 5-inch So I go to the number 5, fold it over like so, and then I twist on the opposite side, and then go to 5 inch again on this side where the number 5 is here. So once I've done that, I've flattened it out so it just stays in place. So then I twist again on this side. So it's up, if it's a pattern one, so the pattern comes on the top again. I measure it with the loop underneath, sit it on top, so that becomes 5 as well. And then I go to this other side and I do the same here. So now I've done that, I bring this down here. I leave that hanging. You can cut it to however long you want. This is obviously being cut, so we'll keep it like that. Now you can leave it like that and then position them after, but on a bow maker I find it easier to just position them now. So you're going to position them in a crisscross. So the one on the top, the ones we've done last, the loops, take that one, go to one side, and the one opposite on the top, bring opposite that one. Then you get the bottom one, take it to the side. So you're forming the letter X, and then get this one and do it opposite that one. So there you have your letter X. Now, if you wish to add some extra tail ends, cut a strip off. If you decide, you know, you haven't made enough tail ends, but you want some more, just place it, fold it in half, press it down so you can see where the halfway mark is with the crease that you've formed in the ribbon, and then place it in. So you can either have one up there or bring them both down here. I'm going to leave that one there and bring these down here. So I've got 3 at the bottom. Once you've done that, again, you can, well, I will use, I didn't get no cable ties out. I'll get a cable tie on this one. So then I will bring it, slide it underneath, and then look for where these two are in the center, and make sure the ribbons that are on this side go to that side. Grab it here, place a cable tie in, and just pull it so it's grabbed it but not too tight. So once you've done that, bring your cable tie to the back, and then just bring your tail ends, what you want at the bottom, to hang low, or the longest ones at the bottom, and then just fluff up again in the letter X. You've already positioned it, so you don't need to position them now, you just need to fluff them up. So you've got the letter X, and then you've got this piece here at the top, and then pull tight. So that, then if you wish and you think that may be too long, which I do slightly, then I will just cut it down a little bit more so it's not as long, and then I will just dovetail, or you can keep them straight, or you can just cut a diagonal line. And then just do all these. Oops. And I've got some of them longer than the others because I like to have different length tail ends. Get rid of the scraps. And then just curve them under with your hand, stroke them down and under. And if you wish, fluff it up again. And there is your bow with 3 tail ends ready to be attached. Now, if you want it attached to a wreath, you can place in, some people place in, I do a bit of both, the floral wire before and some place it in after. So, because they will still go in, if I just, oops, I say that, I've probably pulled it too tight. No, I can't get it in. So sometimes you will place it in before you pull tight. Sorry about that. So I'll just fluff it up again by just spreading your fingers. So there you have your bow with the 4 loops on your bow maker. Right, now you can do one where you have just what we call a chocolate box bow, which is basically just got 2 loops. Now, I'm going to use this green. I've not used it yet, so I don't know what it's like. So I will get my scissors, just dovetail it again to start with. And I'm going to show you a chocolate box bow where it's in the hand as well as on the bow maker. So you look again to see on your mat how long you want the tail end. We'll go to 8 inches. So where the 8 inches is, just pinch and hold it. And then swap it into your other hand. Because it's got a pattern on one side and it's plain on the other, we will need to twist it. Then choose how big you want your loops. So we'll go 4 inch. So on the mat we measure 8. So where 8 is again, 8 inch on your mat, pinch it and fold it toward, bring it towards yourself. So that is your first loop there. So once it's in your between your thumb and finger, you've got to twist it because it's got a pattern on one side only. Then measure out 8 inches again. Then fold it away from you. Bring it underneath the last ribbon or loop, should I say. So there is your other one. And again, if you want to measure, place 2 fingers in, one in either loop, pull tight, and if they meet together at the top, you know they're both the same length. And there now you see my ribbon is on upside down. So I'm just going to twist it like so. I'm going to just cut a bit off. And on this occasion, I'll get a Chanel stick. And I'll get a green one. Go through the gap in your thumb and finger there. Just place that through so it comes through the back. Bring your Chanel stick or your pipe cleaner around the back and just twist. Once you've done that, position your tail ends like that at the bottom. I'll just cut the tail to a dovetail. And there you have your chocolate, what we call a chocolate box bow in the UK, because basically you see these sort of bows on gifts and boxes of chocolate. So that is your chocolate box bow done by hand. Now you can use any ribbon, you can have your tail ends longer, you can use thinner ribbon, you haven't got to use the thick one like I've used. So you can use any that you like. So that is your small 2-looped chocolate box bow. So now we're going to do that on our bow maker. So I'll do it this way so you can see the numbers. So again, we'll cut our tail end to a dovetail. And if we decide to go a little bit longer with our tail ends, so let's say we'll go 12 inch. So pinch where the 12 inch is, place it in your between your dowels on your bow maker, and then just take it to the bottom. So then we twist again because it's got a pattern on one side. So we twist once. Choose how long you'd like your loops again. So this time, well, we're going to do 4 inch again because we're going to have 4 inch but longer tail ends. You can go as big as you like with your loops. It's still the same procedure. So we'll measure up to 4, because you could place this simple bow even if with bigger loops and long tail ends on a wreath as well. So now I've gone through the dowels, I've held that down there or flattened it, I twist again. So once I've twisted that, the underside, or we'll call it the bad side of the ribbon, is facing upwards. So then we grab it, bring it over, place it through our dowels, measure to number 4 on the bow maker, and like so. Now I don't want no more loops, so I'm going to I want this down here again. So I'm going to bring it down. I'll cut it there approximately. I will cut it similar length once I've done. So that is that again. So now I'll use a pipe cleaner, a cable tie, but I will place in a floral wire. So, and if you want to have a little loop in the center there, just cut a little bit of material or ribbon off, fold it in half, and then just sit it in the center, leaving about an inch coming this way where you've cut it. So then that will sit there. In fact, let me do that. So I'll cut that. So I've folded it in half. I'm going to leave about an inch here. Just pinch it like so. Place it in where this inch bit is coming over one side. I'll just push it through the cable tie. So it's like that. So you've only got one loop of that on one side. Pull your cable tie, but not to its fullest. Turn it around the back. Grab a floral wire. Place through. Just let it sit through. And because there's only 2 loops, you haven't got to position your loops. And then just pull tight. And then once you've done that, clip off the cable tie. And then with your wire, floral wire that you've put through, you can use pipe cleaners, twist your bow like so. So now you have that. You will see this little bit here still left. So what I tend to do is just cut that a little bit shorter, but not too short that it's going to, pop through the cable tie. So now we've done that, we'll just cut our dovetail like so. So then hold your ribbon in your hand, fluff up your loops, and the one in the center, the small one we added in, place that in the middle. So it looks like you've got 3 loops, and that is covering your cable tie, so you don't see any mechanics. And that is all you do for that small chocolate box bow. Again, you can do bigger loops. I just wanted to do it in smaller loops, show you the effect of it being smaller. And that is your other bow. And you just, once it's on your wreath or whatever you're placing it on, just curl the ends over and under. You can twist them so you've got ringlets, but when I have 2 loops like this, I tend to like to just keep the tail ends hanging. So that is your other bow, chocolate box bow, done on the bow maker. Right, so that's those 2 simple ones done by hand and by bow maker. Right, now we're going to do one where it's like a one-sided ribbon bow. Now this is a totally different way of doing bows. Not many people do them this way, but this is a different way. If you haven't got a bow maker and you haven't got you've got health issues with your hands. So what I do, I decide, right, I'm going to use one-sided loops, ribbon, where it's the same on either side. So I decide, first of all, how long that I want the bow. So how many loops do I want on the bow, should I say? So first of all, the first one we grab, and I've measured this to 10 inch. So we bring this end over to there, so it leaves just one small loop on this side. Now what you do is you grab this ribbon here, take it over to the other end like so. Once you've got it to the other end, where you've finished here, place your finger after that there on the inside, or you can do it, well, I usually do it that way. So place it there, go over like so to the other end. So then when you're in the other end, you can see where you've finished there, place your finger after there, and then bring this back like so. So you're doing a finger's width longer every time you take it over. So take it to the other end. You can just see where you've finished that last one. Place your finger here after that one now and bring it back over like so. And then you'll get to the other side where this one finishes. Place your finger after it. then bring your ribbon back over your finger. So you keep doing that. So when you get to this side, the one you've just done, place your finger after that end of that loop and bring your ribbon back again. So you keep doing that as many times as you like your bow, or to have as many loops as you want. So we're going to go again, finger after here, place my finger there and bring it back like so. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to do another 2. So I bring it down here again after the end of the loop where it reaches here. So place your finger after, bring it back. So then come to this end and do the same thing, bring it, put your finger after the loop and then bring it back. But bring it back this time just past the center, about there. Get your scissors, cut it off. So once you've done that, you have all loops on that side and on that side. So you pick it up, just fold it in half with the longest one, so, and then just press it like so, so you know where the center is. So it's left a crease there. Hold it in between your index finger and middle finger while you're working, because otherwise it may pop out and you may get loops and it all unravel everywhere. Get a Chanel stick, then just grab and place it on the center mark there. Grab around the back like so, where the two bits are at the back, and then just twist. And that's all you need to do to start with. So then if you think, well, I'd like some tail ends, and you think, well, I'm going to have some tail ends, I decided. So measure how long you'd like the tail ends. We'll go for 14 inch. So I'll cut at 14 inch. I will fold it in half, place a crease in it again so I know where the center is there, and then I will just pinch it together where the crease is, and on the back of where the Chanel sticks is, or pipe cleaners, place your tail ends in between the pipe cleaners. And once you've done that, twist again, just give it a couple of turns like so. So then you have some tail ends hanging there, so you can just leave them straight. In fact, I'm going to place them together and I'm going to cut at an angle. I'm not going to dovetail, so I'm going to do them like so. So now you've done that and everything's fastened together, so all you need to do is fluff your loops up. So you just move them around how you'd like them. So they're on the back. Oops. Let's get those back in place. You can spend hours just fluffing up however you'd like until you're happy. And just do it like so. And bring some to the top, some to the bottom. I can hear my cat on the roof. I think I should have used, and I don't want this a bow. I should have used a different ribbon. This is very slippy. So let's give it a tug. That's better. And the one here is the smallest one that you started with. And just separate them like that. And there you have a nice little bow to sit on, where on a gift or on a wreath. You don't have to have it, you know, with all the loops everywhere. You've got it, you know, just here and down to give that different effect than having all the loops all the way around. So that's all you do, and it's just a case of if it's a bit awkward, grab it, pull, and then just pull them like that, so they will go in the direction that you'd require your loops to sit. And again, you could be spending hours doing that, but that's what we've got. And this is a small one in the center, like so. So that's a different way of doing some nice little bows for a wreath. Again, you could do it with longer tail ends. It's entirely your decision, but that is another way of doing a lovely little bow. Now I'm going to show you one where you've got a good side and a bad side. So which one shall we use? Yeah, we'll use this because this one has got a good and a bad. As you can see, that is faded and that one is where your pattern is. Hi, hun.
Hello.
So we're going to do the same procedure. I've got another pipe cleaner, so we've got that one as well. Let me just take these little bits of wire off the end. So again, when you do this, you place the good side on the bottom. So because if you did it that way, your loops would come out upside down. So you place your good side at the bottom. So we're going to, again, bring it over, and I'm going to try and make a slightly bigger one. And we're going to bring it there. So this is 6 inch there. Then I'm going to place my finger here where this ribbon finishes. And then I'm going to bring it over. And just flatten it down. Then, because you've got a good side and a bad, because I've done it 6 inch, in the middle where there is the 3 inch mark, you've got to twist because you want this pattern upside down. So you twist once like so. Take it to the end. That will stay how it is because it's all wired. Place your finger after that first loop. So you go with your hand, you can feel it where it ends with your fingers. So you do it there. Bring it back now because now the pattern is on the good side. Bring it to the center again and twist again. Like so. So your pattern again is upside down. Then go to the end where that is. I'll move it a little bit so you can see where I'm placing my finger. I'm placing it just after that loop there. So again, you can feel it. I'm placing my finger there and then bringing it back to the center. And where the center is, then let me put my hand there. Then I twist again, just once. You don't need to twist a couple of times, just so it's upside down your ribbon. Go to the other end again, and you can feel it again where it finished, your last one. Place your finger after it, bring it back to the center. Twist once. Do the same thing on this end. Go to the end where it finishes. Bring back to the center because you're going over your finger. So when you go to the center again, twist once so your pattern is upside down. Always remember to twist in the center when you've got a good and a bad side ribbon. Then come to this end, do it again after the last loop, bring to the center, twist, like so. Come again after that loop with your finger, bring to the center, twist, so it's upside down. And I think I'm going to do one more on either side. So just take it to the end where it finished, place your finger, bring it over to the center and twist again just once. Bring your finger to the end and then bring to the center. Now I don't need to twist, I'm just going past the center mark with the ribbon about 1 inch because I want when I attach it for it to be held in. So I've just cut it there. So you've got all of those 5 loops on either side. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you've done that, place it in between your index finger and your middle finger like so. Get your pipe cleaner, then go around, because that is, yeah, the center. Bring it around the ribbon. And as you can see where we cut, there is that little bit after. So you can snip that a bit closer once you've attached your Chanel stick. But fold over in half with your ribbon so the 2 longest pieces meet. Grab your Chanel stick or your pipe cleaner and twist. So now it's all in together. Open it back up like so. Bring your pipe cleaner round to the back because the back is the longest loops. And again, if you want several tail ends, what you can do is cut them either individually, or if I cut them to, say, like, I won't do big ones, so I guess we'll just do 2. So we'll cut at 20. So there's your 20-inch. Fold in half. And then just pat it down. And then cut. So you've got both the same size. So now you can either, we'll cut these again just at an angle. So now I want these in. So you can do these also in a different way. So these need to be upside down. So you can place one like so. This is instead of having the loop like we did on the first one, or another one like that. So they're both one side and one the other. Get your pipe cleaner and just twist them together in the pipe cleaner. So then you have that on the front. So then now you need to just fluff up again your loops. I nearly said bow then. Let me just tighten that a little bit more. Like so. So then you just get your loops and then just fluff up. Again, that one's in the middle. You see where we first started here? You can just grab that little bit and just cut off a bit shorter, because that's inside the little one in the middle. And I'm just bringing them around. So I've got nice and pretty loops, just moving them. And fluffing them up. And that is another way to do some bows on for a wreath again, or for a gift, instead of using or twisting and everything in your hand. So you now have a nice pretty bow to place in your wreath. And that is that. But if you do one with a pattern on one side only, place the pattern on the mat upside down. So there is your lovely blue ribbon or bow. So oops, let me just move that. We're going to do it with 2 ribbons. Which one shall I do? I'll do the pink and silver. See, this one has got gold on the opposite side, but we'll do it pink and silver. I should have got the gold out, but never mind. We're just demonstrating. Now with 2 ribbons, I should have put that one on the bottom. Now I'm going to do this one in the hand. I'm going to place them both to the end and where they meet, on top of each other. Then I'm going to dovetail. Oops. Now we'll do our tail ends. We're going to do this one by hand. We're going to do 10-inch tail ends. So I'm going to pinch like so. So you've got your tail ends there. And this is if you don't want to do your loops one, you know, your ribbon one at a time. Place, and you're only using 2 ribbons, place them on top of each other and you get them together. So this one, you can just decide on how long you want your loops. So we'll go 10-inch again. So I'll go with 10 inches, pinch. Bring it towards yourself. Place it in between your thumb and finger, like so. We will separate these from each other once we've done. Then, because they've got an underside, a good and a bad side, I've got to twist once. Measure 10-inch on your mat again. Pinch, then bring it in and away from you as you're doing it, not from the camera, as you are doing it. Then twist. So your ribbon is on the good side. Then measure 10-inch again. And bring it towards yourself, your body. And place in between your thumb and finger underneath the top ones. Then you twist again. Measure 10-inch. And bring in away from you, in between your thumb and finger underneath the ones you've just placed in. Let me just straighten that one. Like that. So that's all I'm going to do. As you know, it may start getting a bit loose here because you're grabbing at the front. That's okay because they can't go any further in your hand. So they won't unravel. Once you've done that, just twist once and then just cut your tail ends. So because that tail end is there, I can either bring that one down to meet with that one. We'll grab a pipe cleaner again, place it through the hole of your thumb and finger, bring around the back, oops a daisy, I'm going to get them the same length. And then once you've got them around the back, I bend over my ribbon and then I twist. So now you have that effect. So now you've got your loops sat here, both on top of each other. So before I carry on, then I will just get them in position to how I'd like them to sit. So it's there. So now we've got those, because it's a letter X again. So now we've got those. What we do is take the silver away from the pink. So we pull it out like so, and then just pull both of them. Then you grab the next one, and then because you've got pink there, the silver one needs to go here. So you grab the silver one in your right hand, then the pink in your left, and just pull. So then it becomes like so. And again, the pink's there, so you want the silver next to it. So you pull the silver towards the pink, like so. So you're basically pulling, but then getting your hands and twisting it. So, because if you just pulled, it might not move. So you're twisting it to pull it that way. So you've got that. And again, the silver towards the pink. So what I've done, I've parted them, and then I'm just pulling. So I'm twisting and pulling. So then we have that. So then all you do is then just fluff up like so. Your tail ends are at the bottom, and then just keep manipulating it so it's where you'd like it, or fluffing up till you're happy, till you're a happy bunny. I tend to like to just press them on the ends to give them a bit more of a round shape. And if you want, because you can see your pipe cleaner in the center, so if you want, you can cover that. So I would get, if it was irritating me, I would get another piece of ribbon. In fact, I'll use the silver one. I cut a piece of ribbon about 16 inches long, like so. I would fold it in half, and I'd just flatten it in half like that. Then I would grab the ribbon. You can fold it again if it's got just that on one side. You can fold it again so it just looks plain like that instead of any silver showing, and make it thinner. You can fold it as much as you want. Place it in the center, covering your Chanel stick or pipe cleaner like that. Bring it around the back, and then just tie this in a knot like so. And then I use my pipe cleaners to hold that little bit in place by just twisting it so it doesn't come apart. And then these, if you've cut them long enough, you can keep them as tail ends. I don't want them as tail ends, so we'll move out those Chanel sticks, and then I will just cut it about 1/2 inch towards the, if I can get through it, like that. So you're left with a little bit like that. But then when you look on the front, now I fluff up again. I'm only saying, I'm only fluffing up. You know, your ribbon may not need fluffing up again, but I tend to like to fluff up every time if I'm messing about with the ribbon and it's gone flat. But now if you look on the front, you have covered your mechanics in the center. So that is another way, and you can use your pipe cleaners to attach to a wreath as well. So that is another way of doing a bow with 2 ribbons instead of doing them one at a time. And you do the same with that on your bow maker. Now, which one shall I use? Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to use that colour. Shall I or shan't I? Shall I use a red? lose the red. Oh, let me just grab my coffee. My husband's bought me a drink in. Let's take those ribbons off there. Now I've got this red, it's the same on, well, I say it's the same thing, yeah, the same on either side. Let's just cut that. Now again, if you want, I'll face that way. If you want, you know, just bigger loops and longer tails, or your tail ends, some at the top, some at the bottom, then bring in, again, decide how long you want them. I usually go for about 6 inch on a lot of them, because I don't usually want the tail ends at the top hanging low, well, long. So I've gone 6 inch here. Well, I'm going to twist, because I find in the bow maker twisting it holds it better in place. So we're going to go to 6 inch. So measure at 6, and again I'm not doing a lot of loops because Carol said less is more. I just wanted to show you a few things how to do different ways of doing your bows as well. So we go to 6 inch on this side, then I'm going to do another 6 inch, you can go down to 5 inch, so you've got it graduated in length, so it's staggered. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm 3 loops. I'm not going to twist because I'm not making another loop. So I'm going to bring that one to the bottom. I'm not measuring how long I'm cutting it. I just want a long tail end to be hanging. I'm going to dovetail that, so that's all ready. So then on the bow maker I've got 3 loops, so I bring one up to the center with the tail end, one down there, so you're making like a bit of a triangle shape with your loop. So that is like that. That's it. And again, you can get a floral wire, pipe cleaner, cable tie, whichever you find easier or what you have at hand. What I do when I do use either of those.
Hello.
Hello.
Parcel, darling.
Oh, hello. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
It's very colourful in here. Sure, I've never been in.
Oh, that was unexpected. So what I do is get my pipe cleaner, my cable tie or floral wire, and I just slide it under the first loop that we made and slide it towards the center, and then I just grab like that, and I'm not going to twist it, I'm just crossing it over so the loops don't move until I've got it out. Then I hold it with my thumb and finger, then bring the pipe cleaners around the back, oops, and then I twist, and that's all I do. So then you've got one up at the top, let me move that, you've got your small tail end at the top and your long one at the bottom, and this is only if you want to have one tail end. Now if you want to have 2, cut another piece off and then add it in to the center at the back. So let's do that. because I wasn't planning, I thought we'll do it with one tail end, either end, and then fluff up our loops or fluff them up. So you've got something like that, and then you've got that hanging. So that is another simple way of doing just a very basic 3-loop bow. And then again, if you don't want one tail end and you think it may look odd, turn it over, and where your pipe cleaners are, place in another strip that you've cut off in between the pipe cleaner, and then just twist and tie it in so it stays in place. So then when you turn it over, you have 2 tail ends. We'll just cut that one. So then you've got 2, but you've still got the one at the top, the small one, and then you've got your loops where you can make, you know, fluff those up like so. So then you have a 3-looped bow with 2 long tail ends and 1 single. So that is another way of doing it. You could either bring one of these down here, just move it into the position you'd like to see your loops. You know, it's up to you. So you could have it like that. So one loop is in between the 2 long tail ends, and then that one is showing on its own at the top. So you could do it like that as well. So that is another simple and easy loop to create. Now, I could do one where it's called a bundle bow. So I think I'm going to do it because, again, this is a different way of doing like just a classic little bundle bow without using the bow maker, and it's just by hand. So let's just take that one off the... I can't get that pin in. Do you ever have that problem, guys, where you try to place a pin in and some go in easy and some don't? So we'll take that there. So I'm going to do it again out the green, out of the stripy green. Let me just cut that end. So if it's you just want it for a little bow, I mean, you can make the loops as long as you like. I'm going to cut, you can cut more than this, you know, strips, but it's your decision depending on how many loops you want. But I'm just going to do it like a basic one, and I'm going to cut 5. I have to think then, guys. Let me just get this tape off, it keeps catching. So we're going to cut 5. So let's have a look. I'm going to go to 14 inch. So again, you can cut these as long as you want. So I'm going to cut 5 at 14 inch. Two, 3, 4, take that off. Right, so there is 5 at 14 inch, and that's all you need. So let me, oops, caught myself. Let me get a pipe cleaner. Right, so what you do, you get your first strip, turn it upside down like so, and then what you do, you can, in fact, if you want to have dovetails, you can. Let's do it that way first. Cut your dovetails first, and with your dovetails, it depends on how deep you want that dovetail. If you don't want it as deep, then you don't cut as high up. You just cut lower down to the edge and then across to the corner. If you like a deep dovetail like I do, I cut higher up and it gives you a deeper one. So if I've got a spare bit of ribbon, yeah, I'll cut a bit off and I'll show you how when it's not as deep. So you've got your, if you want a smaller depth dovetail, don't go quite high up here on the folded edge. Go lower toward near to the end, then cut to that corner there diagonally. And then that doesn't give you as a deep one as that. That point here is higher than that one. But then if you want it again, like I've just shown you, a deeper cut, then go higher up the folded edge and then cut to the corner, and look, it gives you a deeper one. So you can see on both ends that's a smaller one and more of a deeper dovetail. It's your choice on how you like to see them. So we'll cut one end dovetail, so I'm cutting a dovetail just on one end of the ribbon, on all 5 pieces. So then turn your ribbon, if it's just got a pattern on one side, turn it upside down, and the one that you haven't cut the dovetail, fold it over. Now leaving a little bit of tail ends. So we measured it there, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll leave 5, probably just 4.5 inch dovetail, because I need to go over. So this is where, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going in between this one because I want to be attaching my pipe cleaner. So I need a little bit hanging over here. And if you feel like you still want to dovetail both ends, then you can dovetail both ends. So once you've done that, then grab it, pinch it together, place it in between your index finger and your middle finger. Do the same with the next one. Because you've got that in between your fingers, it's not going nowhere. If you placed it down, it may move. Bend it over again, measure 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's the 4.5. So I'm going here. Pinch and place that in between your thumb and finger. Do it again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4.5. But you pinch at the 5th part. So you're going then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at the 5-inch line, that's where you pinch. So you've got half an inch what you're going to fasten. Place that one in your finger. So that's all you do, is holding them in between your fingers. And it's much easier because then you know they're not going to go out of position. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. And again, where the 5th-inch line is, even though I've placed that over, I want the 5th-inch line to leave a little bit to attach pipe cleaner. Bring over again, measure again. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Bring the bottom to 4.5, and then go to the 5th-inch line and pinch like so. So now you've got all those in between your hands. Get your pipe cleaner, go around the bottom, because you've got that little bit extra where the pipe cleaner is going to hold in all of those loops. So when you've done that, hold it in. Oops, I nearly let go. And then twist. That's all you do. Twist. Like so. Now you've done that, hold your tail ends at the bottom while you fluff up your loops. And you can fluff them up into any, into the position that you're happy with. And this is just a simple bundle bow. And again, just keep fluffing it up. And if you want to try and move, if you want to move some of your loops in a different position, then just pull away at them. So now you've got that in the center. So it's a bundle loop bow. So you've got all your loops hanging around the center. So now with your tail ends, all you do with that is spread them. Spread them around, underneath, coming out like so, as you can see, like a star. I think that one's supposed to go there. And again, just mess around with it until you're happy. This was one of the simplest ways I learned to start with, one of the basic ones. So then you have it like that at the bottom, spread out like that. Turn it over. I've left the pipe cleaner on because then I could attach it to a wreath again or a gift. And if you just want to then do that, and there you have your lovely bundle bow. And that will sit on a wreath and look lovely. And you can use more than one ribbon. You can, you can do a variety. You can do 3, 4 ribbons, whichever, and as many loops as you like. And if you think, well, I want to just use 2, then we'll show you then now how to use 2. I'm just going to have a quick drink. So let's choose a different colour. I may use this one. Or is that a bit thick? No, I know. I haven't used it yet. Well, I have, but not on this one. So what about that one? Did I? Oh, I thought I got a brown out, guys. Let's grab a gold to go with it. We'll use this one. We'll use those together. And we're going to do the same procedure, but this time it's going to be with 2 ribbons. And again, you could do it with 3 ribbons, 4 ribbons. It's entirely your decision, guys. So again, we're going to cut to, we'll go to 16 inch this time. So 5 pieces of each at 16 inch. And then we'll do the gold as well. For last one, 5. So that's that one. So there are 5 in that. So I'm going to do now in this one. 1, 2. If you haven't got a stand to place on your ribbon, just drop your ribbon on the floor. It can be much easier than to handle while you're making bows. 3, 4, 5. So there we have it with that one. Now I'm not going to cut these on the ends because they fray. So I'm just going to turn them over a couple of times on one end. If you find that, or you have ribbon where it frays, you can either glue it underneath here and then fold it over, or just do what I'm doing, fold it a couple of times. Just small folds, not big. So that's those. So with these ones, if I place them together, I may be able to cut all of them together in a dovetail. So I'm placing them all on top. I'm trying to show you different ways to do things. There's that many different ways. If these aren't the ways that you was looking upon, Carol, just let me know, my lovely. Fold them all in half. And they're all the same. So that's another way you can make dovetails if you've got lots of strips. Place them on top of each other. Right, what I'm going to do with these is 1 of the checked one, 1 gold, 1 checked, 1 gold. So that is what we're going to do with these. So we start with this one again, and these are 16 inch. So I'm going to fold, we'll say tail ends 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inch. So on my mat, if you start at number 1, I am folding it over to 9.5 inch. Or if you want, you could go to 10. Yeah, we'll go to 10. and then where the 9-inch mark is, pinch like so. But that's leaving quite a long tail end, so when it sits it'll be like that. And then you've got to look at your bow. I can open it. That will be like that. So we're going to do it like that. Place in our index finger and middle finger. Now we'll use these, fold over to 10-inch, pinch at 9-inch on the mat, place in our thumb and finger, our index finger and middle finger. Do the same with these. Go to 10-inch, pinch at 9, place in. And again, you can have as many different types of textures, thicknesses of ribbon and different varieties. You haven't got to just have 1, 2. You can have 3, 4, 5 different ribbons. It's your choice, guys. But this is just to show you with more than 1 ribbon. And place that in between. So we've got 3 more after this. And again, I'm folding it to the 10-inch mark on my mat and pinching it at 9-inch. And then just placing it in between my fingers. And that's just so it doesn't go anywhere. And the last one, and then that one is in like that. So we've got them all in our hand, in between our fingers. I thought I had, in fact, let's use an orange one. No, might be a bit much. We'll use a white one. Oh no, I've got baby blue. Yeah. So again, you can see the little bits here where it's the, you know, where we folded, and the pipe cleaner is going to go above that where our fingers are. So just hold with your thumb with the pipe cleaner, bring it round the back and just loosen a little bit so you can fasten them all together. And then twist like so. So you've got your pipe cleaner at the back. So again, now hold your tail ends and the pipe cleaner while you fluff up. So you've got the checkered one, then gold, or we'll bring that one there, checkered one, then gold, checkered one, gold, and then here place the gold on top of that, and again just spread it out.
Hello.
Hiya, there's a parcel here for you. So just spread it out till you're happy with your loops, and you fluff them up to how you'd like them to be. Like so. Again, just Doesn't matter how long it takes you to fluff up your loops, as long as you are happy with what you've done. So I'm going to leave it like that. So that is what we've got. So then now we spread our ribbon. So I'm going to do one gold, one checked, one gold, one checked, and that's how I'm going to do it all the way around. Oh, that's cool. And gold, check, and a gold. So you've got it now like this on the top when you turn it over. So all you need to do is just again position your tail ends how you'd like those to sit as well. And again, I'm doing them one of each. Gold checked. Gold checked, gold. And then again, just fluff up your loops. You can place it on the mat if you want. And then you can decide if you want to chop away a little bit on your tail ends or keep them the length they are. Again, that's another decision you can make yourself. I'm going to cut that one a little bit. And that one opposite. Yeah. So then there you have your little 5-bundle bow of 2 colours. So in total you have 10 loops, and that again will sit lovely in a wreath or anything like that, or on a gift box for a present or something for anybody as a gift. So then you've got that. So that's another one where you can use more than one loop ribbon to give it a different effect, and it turns out really pretty. And I find things like these look like what you'd perhaps do on a bow maker or in your hand, you know, by twisting the ribbon. But for people who suffer with health issues with their hands, it is a good way to do a bow by just placing it in between your fingers to hold it, just by making the loops and having your tail ends. You can have your tail ends longer, you can have them shorter. It's entirely your decision. And same with the bows, the loops, you can have them longer or shorter. And once you've attached just the Chanel stick, you just fluff it up so you've got a nice, beautiful, beautiful bow. So I hope that that one has helped as well, Carol. Again, there's that many different ones. It's quite, you know, well, not hard. It's trying to get my brain to remember, you know, the different ones. But that is another one that you could do. what would be simpler if you wanted more loops. So that is that one. Oh, that coffee's gone cold. And now if you wanted to do, again, another one. It may be a long video, guys, but I really do want to help. And you just wanted one. And now this is a film strip ribbon. It's beautiful. Yellow on one side and silk, but it is wired, and then orange on the opposite. Now, again, if you've got a bow maker, no, stay there. Oh, my cat's coming now, he's woke up. Stay there. No. If you've got a bow maker and you want, I had to think then, just strips. You don't want loops, you just want strips of ribbon. So first of all, you can either get a ruler, guys. Now, I've sometimes get a ruler. Well, I don't get a ruler as such. Just even a piece of plain wood, you know, that is wide enough for your ribbon to sit on. And you just want to use one ribbon or do it with different ones. At one stage, if I show you, if I take my dowels out, so say that's just a piece of wood, what you've got or your husband's got when he's been doing something, place it over in the centre, then get the ribbon, go round, one. Oh, I've run, oh, that's weird. Oh, that is weird how it started. Right, let me take that one off. We'll use that as strips. We'll start again. I don't want to do, oh, 2 strips. You know what, we'll just use another one. I don't want to be messing. Let's have a look. Let's see. I'm just going to see which colour to, you know what, I'm going to use these. And we'll use these. And if you want 2 different ribbons again, or you can just do it with one. Place them on your piece of wood. You know, if you've got a 12-inch one or 14-inch, whichever piece it's cut to, that's one, like that. And you go round, and that'll be 2. Some people think going round is 1, all the way back to the beginning is 1. It's not. So that is 2. It's all right, I'm trying to get my spools to sit straight. So that's 2. Coming back down. Let me put these on the floor. So that is 3, 4, excuse me, 5, and we'll cut it there. So now you have that going round like so. So just pull it off slowly while it's all together, like that. Bend it or straighten it down. And where your folded edges are here, go into the centre. Got your scissors, cut, and do that both ends. Go into the centre. If I can get it. here. Just pull upwards on it, cut. So now you have strips. So what you can do, you can dovetail them all while they're on top of each other like that. So we will fold in half. That's one end. Fold in half. And put the other end. So now you have both ends dovetailed. And what you can do is place one like that, then one like that, and one like that, so it's a letter X. Then you can go over that one again. Oops. Like that. Then across the centre. And like so, and you can mix it up. Put that one across there, and then that one there. So you've got, and just placing them on, that's all you need to do. I'll use red because we've got red in there. Once you've done, gather them in the middle. Place your pipe cleaner over it. Just fasten or twist. And then all you have to do is just manipulate your tail ends into where you would like them to sit. And you can pull away at them. And this is just a simple bow without loops. And just pull apart like that if you're finding it's not going to how you'd like it to be. And again, as I say, just mess about with it till you're happy. Excuse me. Till you've just got your tail ends as your bow. And that's all you need to just do, is mess about with it and then curl them under. Just curl that one. And just go around curling them under each other. And if you would like to have, again, that one should go under. Something in the centre you know, just to cover your mechanics, then just get, whether it be something like that, or I don't know, let's just grab, because we've got red and green here, get another piece. I'm going to cut it here of ribbon, and you can fold it, or you can take this, see which way that is. And another way I've done it before is fold each end, just the ends here, like so, on one end and then on the other. Bring them together and cross them like that while you're holding them. Once you get to your ribbon, place around and don't pull it to the center, because that's not what we want. Bring it there, tie it in a little knot, not too much, and then just get your pipe cleaner to hold that little knot in. You can cut that little excess piece off here so it doesn't show, and turn over, and you created a loop just to cover the center of your mechanics. So that is another way of doing a center piece. So that is our other ribbon completed. So I'm going to leave it there today. I've done, oh gosh, I don't know how many. I don't know now. I'm quite intrigued. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. We've done 12 bows today, guys, and I've tried to show you 2 different ways of doing them: with hand, with the bow maker, or just by on the mat cutting strips. You know, with so many loops, without loop, you know, with just a few loops, different designs, you know, like the little bundle bow like this, and then just the normal little 4-loop bow like so, with tail ends, a chocolate box bow with small tail ends, and then a chocolate box bow with a center loop in it and longer tail ends. And then I've done the 4-looped bow. Sorry if they're all crumpled. I've just placed them all on top of each other with 3 tail ends in the center at the bottom and 1 at the top. Then we've done where we've had double ribbon, but done it where you've placed on top of each other. Let's move that there. And then placed a bit of ribbon in the center here to cover the mechanics, and we've got our tail ends, 2 of each either side. Then we've just got the 3-looped bow with 1 tail end at the top and 2 at the bottom, but longer at the bottom. Then we've got our green bow where we did it with our fingers. Remember that we did it with the fingers, where we started smaller in the center, and I wanted all the loops to show you that the loops are from here downwards and not all around, with just a couple of little tail ends at the bottom as well. So that would look pretty either on a wreath. You could do it bigger to place on a wreath, or if you're doing a small wreath, place, you could do it like that, or place it on a gift. And then again, another one of our bundle bows, but with 2 ribbons instead of 1. Again, you could do them with different, as many as you like, ribbons, and bigger lengths, smaller lengths. It's your decision, but that's folding it and holding them in between your fingers. So I hope that helps, Carol, and I've shown you that there's different ways of creating bows, and that it's helped you look at other ways of how to make bows without using twisting away, or or also to show you some way you twist away as well. So I'm gonna move the camera up. So it's been nearly 2 hours. Again, I don't usually do videos on Fridays, but I've caught up with everything. I did it, majority of it this morning. So I hope that helps. So I can place all of my ribbon back on and away. My cat's hanging around me because it's what, guys? Feed time. And that's what he does. He doesn't leave my sight until I decide to get up and go and feed him. And as soon as I stand up, he'll run. See, he'll run to go to his bowl, and is nudging me because he's trying to tell me I'm hungry. So I'm just placing all the pins back in, because I don't like the ribbons where the spools aren't, the ribbon loose. No, Marley. Wait. Oh, gosh. Those 2 I didn't use in the end. I didn't use that one. So if you've got, as well, if you've got any scraps of ribbon, and you can do the bows where you're just using tail ends, if you've got some scraps left, and just use those as well, instead of having, to cut into your, oh gosh, your spools of ribbon. So you could do that also. And that would make a good bow. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much ribbon I'd actually got out. Let's place this one back on. I haven't used it now. So I really do hope that's helped you. If you was thinking of a different design bow, Carol, just let me know, my lovely, and I will, show you that as well. Because there is quite a lot of different ones, and I'm trying to think of some simple ones, because you said that, you find it hard to do the bows. So I was trying to think of simpler ways of doing a bow, whether it be on the table, on the bow maker, or anything like that, just to sort of like help you along. But if you was again thinking of something else, then let me know. And plus that, you know, that will help by me showing you different ways of doing it. Hopefully that's helped you, you know, if you've not seen that way before. I can't get that in. That's probably helped you on actually thinking, oh well, that way may be easier for me. Oh my goodness. I can't get this in, guys. I just find it so weird that some pins you can get in and some you can't. Where's that one? I'm trying to look for the one where I've... Oh, here it is. Let's swap. Let's see if I can use that one on there. Well, that one's gone in. So I hope that you all have a fantastic weekend. I will send you a message, Carol, just to let you know that I've done you the video. It's given me something to do. Right, all those are now in place. So, let me just move. You know me, guys, tidy up. It's just one of my things that I do. Now you've got to go back. I've got all papers here they've done with. Right, guys. Well, I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I hope that that's helped not just you, Carol, but other people as well, how to create different style bows, you know, without having to use a bow maker, or if they've not got a bow maker, and they find it quite hard to keep twisting. You know, you can just use little bows like that and do the bundle bow and things like that, or the one with the finger, without having to you know, have any pain going through your hands if you suffer with health issues. And it's, you know, you may find that it's easier and you get the same, you know, outcome as what you'd do if you did it on a bow maker. You know, you just have to obviously know how long you want to have your loops. So the longer the loops, you know, obviously the bigger the bow's going to be. So and then, you know, with the doubling up with the two ribbons, I'm sure lots of you have seen that before, but for some of you who've not, then, you know, instead of doing one ribbon at a time, you've doubled up with two, and you're twisting them both together at the same time, so you're only doing, you know, one twist instead of two. So it may be a bit more or less painful on your hands by not having to do another ribbon after you've done your first one. And again, give it a go, guys, if you've not done some of them before. And I know there's more ways of doing bows than that, but I'm just not sure which way that Carol would like. So I've just sort of like tried to use my initiative, really, and also try to show you some different ones. So have a great weekend. I've got to go and feed my little fur baby here, and because he's not going to leave me alone. And I'll see you next week. So God bless. Oh, and please subscribe, share and like. I forgot about that. Again, to whomever you know, guys. Again, have a great, wonderful weekend. Bye for now, and I love you all. Bye-bye.